Hi, my name is Stephen Koh, and I'm a transformation agile coach working with large corporations, helping them with business agile transformation. One of the most common questions I hear time and time again, and literally bite my tongue every time I hear it, what do we do with stories that's incomplete at the end of each sprint? Okay, what do we do with them? Can we split them and split them with finish? Let's say it's a 5-point story. We split them into a 3-point and a 2-point story. So we finish 3, and then we put 2 into the next sprint, and then we split out the story so we can show some progress. It really annoys me. Not annoys me, but it really concerns me that people feel that they need to do that to show progress. And one of the philosophies I believe strongly when it comes to Agile is meant to show you where the problems are. Now, if you cover up by actually splitting out stories so that you can show progress, what that does is it's an antithesis of what Agile or Scrum is trying to bring out. Let me give you an example. So, if I draw on a whiteboard, here's your sprint. Okay. Your sprint, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if you actually finish nothing, as in you've got big stories, so you hit 0 points in velocity. For the next sprint, because you've got story that overflow, you might hit 20 points. Okay, and the next sprint, you hit 0 points again. Okay, so people look at this. Oh, what's wrong with this picture? Our stories. So they hit 0 points because they have stories that overflow that they didn't complete, so they can't climb it. And Scrum is very clear about this. It's all or nothing. Okay, so people don't like to see 0. They don't like to see we didn't deliver anything. So they have a tendency at this when they see a 0 to say, can we split out these 10 stories so that we can have something here, and we can claim to we've done, let's say, 5 points, and then we move the 15 points that we didn't complete into the next sprint. What that shows that is you're artificially creating an illusion that we actually finish valuable work at the end of sprint 3 by saying that. Okay, generally we want it's either the story is complete or it's not. When we have a pattern like this, where you have 0 points, 20 points, 0 point. This is meant to indicate a specific issue. So, for example, if it's 20 points here, 0 point there, what that shows us either the stories have some dependencies so we can't complete, or they're too big. So this is meant to help us is we should take some action about the size of the story. Maybe we can identify dependencies better. Or maybe we can make them smaller up front. Okay, so they're more likely to complete. Rather than at the end of sprint splitting out into two stories after the fact, which just hides a real problem. Our stories are either too big or we didn't identify all the issues. So really, the intent of why we do not split stories purely for the purpose of showing progress is because of this. Generally, we need to address this issue, not just do this to show progress. And when teams split out, what I find that 9 out of 10 of them, when they split out, it's basically on tasks. So things they didn't complete. For example, if they got a story that completed the business analysis and they haven't done any build, or they've done the build analysis but not the testing, they split it out that way because they want to claim some point, show progress. And if we feel the team has to do that, that again points out to a greater problem. Perhaps the organization is not comfortable with transparency. They're not comfortable with showing the truth because they want this illusion. They want to create a velocity chart which is around the same. Okay, around the same height all the way through to give illusion we're making good progress all the time. If that's the case, Agile is not for you. Scrum doesn't help you. Scrum is intended to help you, or Agile for that matter, is meant to show you the truth. So you've got velocity there, and next sprint is 0, and there's a reason why that is. we go and explain why that is smaller than the other improvement. It could be the story is too big, there could be dependencies, there could be numerous reasons why that is what that is. And this gives us an opportunity to address them before we become a bigger, greater bang in the system, right? When it's too late, it's really difficult to solve when things are solved late. Scrum is meant to help you identify issues early. When you hide issues by artificially changing your reporting, that's probably one of the most common mistake I see teams make when they're starting to use Agile. They're still trying to create this illusion or some kind of progress. So we need a culture of transparency. We need to be comfortable with that type of setup. And to do that, to have transparency, is essential for us to be able to improve. If we cannot be honest about our problems, our challenges, our constraints, how can we possibly work on anything at all? Everything is fine until it goes bang. This is how you get watermelon project, where it's all green on the outside and it's all red on the inside. So project transition from green to red without even going through amber. Okay, and if you see that with an Agile project, that is the problem. That is basically Agile applied in name only, and it's incorrectly applied because you got stories go from one sprint to another, and they basically split out their story pretty much based on tasks, and you get very even kind of velocity just going all the way, and then it goes bang and they can't deliver because they never allow the truth to come out, which is they have issues. When you have these 0 points, you have these 0 points, there's a reason for that, and those issues were not addressed early in the sprint. So, project managers, love Scrum. This is awesome for risk mitigation. Do you want to know the truth or you don't? If you want to help deliver, you should be confident about your ability to manage the situation, and that is about finding issues early rather than late. If you find issues in sprint 1 that you're hitting 0 and you know the reason, you can do something about it in sprint 1. If you wait before you deliver it to find out, that's way too late. So Agile will help you deliver much better results because it gives you so much more information early on. It tells you all your problems early on, but you need to be comfortable with seeing the truth. You need to be comfortable in understanding the issues and invest the time to find out the issues and support your team so to get away from that. So it's okay if team starts from 0 and hit 20 and hit 0. That is fine. Help them get out of that. Help them by identifying dependency early, maybe create smaller stories or provide better estimates or give them the information or more information they need to help them do their job. That is part of servant leadership. It's a new style of management. And we need to do that more effectively and adhere to the discipline of Agile rather than trying to go into restate before we even start a shoot. The shoot state is you obey by the rule. There is a reason why Scrum is so clear and particular about stories not just being split for the sake of showing progress at the end of the sprint. It's all or nothing. Either the story is done or it's not. Either you've defined the value or you haven't. Okay, so I think that's very clear, and I hope that helps you understand the reason why we don't split story at the end of the sprint after the fact just to show progress. I hope this video has been useful for you, and if you have any questions, just please post them below, and I look forward to helping you resolve your issues. Take care.